Welcome back to J6 Flips. We're heading to Ace Hardware right now to grab something that I think is going to take my storage unit to the next level. It's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to upgrade the storage unit because we have been getting pretty full in there. We currently have 4 shelves in the J6 Flips mothership right now. Each of them have 5 levels to them, and they've been pretty full for about a year now, so I feel like it's impacted my sourcing. It looks like I'm full in there, so I don't think I have a lot of space, and I end up leaving things that are definitely profitable, but I don't think I have space for them. The hope is to create new space to fill that all up with the potential profits. This is definitely something we've needed to do for a while. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it, mostly because shelves are pretty expensive, and I'm a frugal guy, so I was looking for a good deal. I would always look on Facebook Marketplace. Nothing ever really came of it. I did have a couple deals that fell through recently, and I'm just at that point where it needs to happen. Found a good deal at Ace Hardware, so we're hoping they still have some. Looks like our Huckleberry right there, and only 50 bucks on sale until Halloween. That's a deal we want to take advantage of. I'm not seeing any in the boxes. These are the steel ones, and it looks like, I'm hoping it's not the last one. This is definitely the one we saw online. That would also fit the boxes we currently have. All right, so a helpful gentleman pointed us to the right direction. We found them. We just need a cart to carry them all. I don't know what you guys call them. I think people call them different things. I call them shopping carts. You call them buggies. Two or three? Three. So we spent, oh God, holy spirit. So we spent 160 bucks. Compared to what some of these can go for, regular price they're already 80, so that's, I already got buy one get one on this deal. I'm glad I was able to pounce on it. Currently only half the storage unit has shelves along the walls. I want the other half to also have it, so instead of having things all in the middle scattered about and stacked on each other, everything's picked up. That's the goal. I do still plan on leaving the larger bins on the middle there, kind of like creating an island that I can work on top of. I usually fold clothes on there and package things on top of it, so that'll be helpful as far as an island in the middle. But the other stuff needs to be on shelves and out of the way, because it started getting things where I'd have to take 2 things off of one just to get to it. That's not okay. I'd rather have 1 level that's on the bottom, maybe a 2nd level on top, and that's it. Out of convenience to grab things out of there, shouldn't be more than that. As I've been driving over, I've been mulling why this has been such an exciting moment as far as finally pulling the trigger on these shelves, and it's because I'm leveling up. Throughout the whole thing, it's just been about starting and doing and getting going and figure it out as you go along. I started just in the house with a pile of stuff that I was flipping, and eventually I outgrew that space. I needed to move it out, and I needed to get a storage unit. I got a 5x10 unit. I used that for a couple months. It was pretty apparent that it wasn't gonna be that much space to work with, and I was looking for the next opportunity. The unit across the hallway moved out, and they were a 10x10 available up for grabs months before I planned on doing it. And I just took the opportunity because I could just move it across the hallway, take advantage of the space, and grow into that space. Kind of like a hermit crab. They go into the shell, once they outgrow it, time to move on and go to the next shell. The space hasn't been optimized. I haven't been making full use of the space. These shelves are gonna take me to that next level. I think this more so speaks on the importance of investing in yourself and your business. Sure, I could have kept the hundreds of dollars that I got from my recent sales, but I know I needed shelves. I know it would help the business, so I reinvested it back into the business. You don't sell a $5 shirt for 20 bucks and keep the 15 bucks. You go back to the thrift store with those 15 bucks and get 3 more $5 shirts. I do have a general idea of how I want this place to look, but I haven't really done any measurements yet. I just saw these last night, pulled the trigger, figure out on the go. Again, flying by the seat of our pants. So this is what we're working with now. 1 shelf, random shelves that I'm gonna keep there. 2nd shelf, 3rd shelf, 4th shelf. Obviously this half of the storage unit is pretty picked up. This side, on the other hand, is just a pile. I just have mounds of things on top of each other. 2 boxes down here that I need to, if I have something on the bottom, I need to get everything off the top. This is fine. I don't mind doing one on top of the other one because that's a quick drop this top one off and then grab the thing on the bottom. So I'm probably making an island of these bins, this bin, that bin, and there's 2 little bins down there. This stuff isn't even for sale. This is just stuff that my wife and I have, camping goods, things in storage. So some of this stuff is gonna have to be stashed away, but obviously easy accessible if I need to go camping. This corner isn't even my stuff. A buddy of mine rents some of the space from me, and he's had his things in here. I'm going to throw his stuff on the shelf as well, just to clear it out of the way and open up, hopefully, what will eventually be a roundabout. I can turn left, go through here, go around the island in the middle, and come back around. And all 4 walls covered with shelves and great inventory. So let's unload this stuff and start eyeballing exactly how this is all going to work out. 3 new shelves ready to go into here. I did the measurements. They're almost exactly the same size as these. This wall is going to stay the same. These might have to shift around a little bit. Let's start just clearing out space, moving stuff off the wall, and let's build our first one already. So I took the things that won't really factor in out of the way. So empty boxes are essentially going to end up at the top of the shelves once they're all done. One reason is because they'll just be out of the way and up until I need them. Second, safety 101. You don't put the heaviest things on top because you got to grab that from the top and bring it down. You always put the light things. So the plan now is leave this side without the shelf for now. We want to get the shelves to go all the way across this now. See if we could squeeze one in there, because measurements show me this plus that leaves enough space for another one in the middle. So if we can squeeze 3 on that wall, we're gonna be fine and dandy. All right, so we've already hit one hiccup. This side over here, you can see there's stuff in that corner wedged over there. That width or that depth in there isn't 18 inches, but my shelves are. So they're not gonna fit in that corner, which means they're not gonna stretch along the whole wall. So we're gonna call an audible already. Always be fluid. We're gonna end up putting one shelf here, right next to this, right there, and leave a corner over there for larger items like these. There's a sled luge thing. There's a gun case here. There's luggage that I once got. Anything larger that doesn't really fit on a shelf will be able to be stored over there. Golf clubs are another thing I do have laying around, so those are things we can stash in there. The shelf will pretty much be for my buddy's stuff to get it up and out of the way there, and that opens up the whole wall for me to put 2 more shelves over there. Let's see if that all works out though. So the first time since I moved into this thing, this wall is bare and ready for a shelf to go in. One thing I do wish I had is a broom or something to sweep up this corner, because growing up, if there was one thing my mom always said, you move something, you clear it out, clean underneath, sweep underneath, make it clean before you put something else there. So sorry Mom, I'm not gonna do that. I don't have a broom and the dust is gonna have to stay. Now let's start building the shelf. So once I got this thing figured out, it actually assembles pretty easily. You put the bottom on, obviously, you put the post in there, and then you're able to slide the post on top of it. So you kind of just work your way up. We're gonna sneak this into the corner so we're not moving the whole thing over there. Probably should have even just done the 2 levels, but I wanted to make sure it looked good, and obviously test it out when I laid on it there. So looking good so far. Now we just need to do it 2 more times after this. So another thing we have to change. These Home Depot boxes might fit in this, but it's kind of a waste of space just to jam it in there and take up a whole shelf. So audible, these will now be in the corner, and any leftover shelves will be used for probably my boxes, but we'll go ahead and see how it works out. First, let's finish this shelf. From the looks of it, we're gonna end up stacking 3 of those big boxes in the corner there. There's only 2 there now, but we're gonna stack the other one. This box doesn't fit, and I don't feel safe putting it up there. So we're gonna stack the 3 over there, and I should have 2 free shelves after that. So this is pretty exciting. I was able to fit all of his stuff into this corner and all of my shipping supplies. So some boxes there, some shoe boxes there, some flatter ones, smaller ones, and some eBay boxes, all in this corner. Now I have that much space opened up already, plus the stuff in front. So progress. Now we need to attack that wall. I don't even know if this is actually going to fit. We might have to make some adjustments on the run, but we're going to make it work. It's looking more and more like we do not have space for that 3rd rack. I can squeeze one into this space here, where this is now pushed over to the side, but now this is all kind of wedged in. That stuff can stay in there. That's all stuff that we have stored. I don't mind having to dig through there and get in there. But let's just build the other shelf and throw more stuff up and see what the space looks like after. So it almost looks like the same, I just moved it up higher, but because there's space in there, I'm gonna consolidate a couple of these boxes, mainly this one, that used to be full of purses. Obviously some have sold, so I think I could put those into this bin, which is not as full as it should be. And these will be my base layer in the center here for my island. I'll lift these, 1 of each, on top of these guys, and then I'll be able to work on top in the middle island with the 360 around. So in theory, we are very close. The only thing I need to get in there still are these boxes that will go on top and that train set, which I'll probably also find a spot up there. All right, so this is what it ended up looking like. I mean, I was able to wedge these shoe boxes in there on top of my stored stuff that I never have to get to, so I don't mind having those there. I made the island in the middle with the 2 original bins there, 2 on top of there, and then just my usual clothes bag that's always been on top of that. So that looks good. I was able to fill this back shelf with just larger items that kind of went around. These used to be on the other shelf. I still have those clothes. I'm not sure if I want to put them in these kinds of bins because I do have new space on this side, which is a game changer. I really have 3 shelves right there that I can fill. The fact that I was able to open up this huge window right here just by moving a couple things around and getting a couple shelves, it really opens up about 9 boxes worth of inventory to make it look like this side that I'll be able to wedge in here. I need to move that middle shelf down 1, but it'll be able to fit 9 boxes with, let's say, 10 items each minimum. That really is a significant enough jump in inventory to make it all worthwhile. I mean, 150 bucks compared to 9 full bins of clothes that I can be having in my store right now for sale is a big game changer. So I'm glad we did this. It doesn't look significant, but it really is a huge deal. Overall, successful new look to the J6 Flips Mothership. Alright, so we've got a box to donate here to clear out space. We don't like to give the Goodwill, we give the local spots, so we're at Council Thrift Shop, hoping to get rid of these, and maybe we can find some stuff to flip. Nothing new, we were just in here, so just checking. All gas, no brakes. Interesting. They're cool. They want 13. I probably got 30 to 40, I think. Let's do it. This one got me. I thought it was a Grateful Dead something or other, but 2020 on the printed tags. That usually indicates it's pretty new. Definitely getting this tap out hoodie though. A little paint there, size XL. It's great sell-through rate on these guys. This is a cool vintage windbreaker, Captain Jack. Made in USA. Blank though. A patch would help. This is a women's brand, Brandy Melville. I'm not sure if this is a men's sweater that's for the women's brand or what, but they really sell for a pretty penny. This looks to be in good shape. No holes or anything. And the ones I've seen on eBay, new one sold for 60, used one sold for 62. So I think it's worth the risk. Alright, so we spent 37 bucks. I think the teal hoodie will get us that alone. And I'm sure the tap out can go closer to 50, 60 bucks. So nice pickups, especially considering we just came to drop stuff off just to clear it out. So clearing out space and making profits.